Hey guys, Dean Chase here with another geometry lesson. Hope you guys are all doing okay. Let's get this lesson started with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day, Lord. I want to thank you for all you do. I pray that you'll be with my students, help them understand, and just help them learn everything they need to know, and just bless us. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Alright guys, let's just go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be learning how to identify points, lines, and planes. This is going to be lesson 1.1. Welcome if you're new. And it's on page 2 in the geometry book we're working out of. So let's go ahead and get started. In geometry, the word point, line, and plane are undefined terms. These words do not have formal definitions, but there is an agreement about what they mean. So here are the undefined terms. Undefined terms. A point. A point has no dimension. It is represented by a dot. That's pretty self-explanatory. Line. A line has one dimension. It is represented by a line with two arrowheads, but it extends without end. Though through any 2 points, there is exactly one line. You can use any 2 points on the line to name it. Okay, so this is important. Even though it may look like this line only exists right here, it actually exists for all eternity. It goes forever in each direction along that line. Okay? You can name this line multiple things. This line is called line L because it's italicized. A lot of times when you name something, you italicize it. You can also pick any 2 points along the line and use those letters to name it. So this could be line AB, which can be written just like this, or it can be line BA, which can be written just like this. Plane. A plane has 2 dimensions. It is represented by a shape that looks like a floor or a wall, but it extends without end. Through any 3 points not on the same line, that's important, there's exactly one plane. You can use 3 points that are not on the same line to name that plane. So right here, this is not a point. This is showing that it's naming that plane. It's a bolded letter. But you could also name this plane ABC or CBA, whatever. A lot of people really enjoy having their letters in alphabetical order, so we go with ABC. Especially if you're one of my students in your homework, pretty much always the answer key is going to have them in alphabetical order, so just go ahead and do it that way for safety and knowing you're going to get the answer right. So, collinear points and coplanar points. Collinear points are points that lie on the same line. Because it has, if you notice, it has the base word linear, meaning line. Coplanar has the word plane. Points are points that lie in the same plane. So here's our first example. They want us to give 2 other names for line BD. So the first thing we have to do is find line BD. It is right here, okay? So another name for line BD could be M, okay? Because here it's italicized. But also, one easy thing to do if they're wanting you to give another name for a line is just reverse what you're given. So this could also be line, they did BD, so we'll do DB. Easy as that. Okay, part B. Give another name for plane T. Here's plane T, the only plane in our picture, so that makes it really easy. Another way we can name a plane is pick 3 non-collinear points. What that is saying is A, B, C cannot be the name of the plane because all 3 of those points lie on the same line. Now you could do A, B, and E because all 3 of them are not on the same line. 2 of them are. As long as all 3 aren't, that's okay. So let's go ahead and just name that plane A, B, E. Could have also named it plane ECB. Really, you have a lot of options. You can also, yeah, I was going to say plane T, but that was the name they used in the example. So let's just go ahead and move on. Give 3 points that are collinear. I kind of covered that in the last part B. 3 points that are collinear are the points that lie on this line. So A, B, C are all collinear points. Lastly, they want us to name 4 points that are coplanar. So 4 points being coplanar, they can lie on the same line. You can use points that are lying on the same line because if you notice, there are actually only 4 points labeled in our plane anyways. So points A, B, C, and E are coplanar. I really hope that makes sense. If you need to and you're taking notes or following along with this and you want to pause it, go for it. I really don't care how you watch this. I just hope you're understanding it. So now we are going to go into defined terms. In geometry, terms that can be described using known words, such as a point or a line, are called defined terms. So here are defined terms. We're going to use segments and rays. We're going to use line AB to define these two terms. Line AB, written as AB, and points A and B are used here to define the terms below. So the first term we're going to look at is segment. The line segment AB, or segment AB, which can be written like this, consists of the endpoints A and B. Ray. The ray AB, written as AB with the arrow over it, consists of the endpoints A and all points on AB that lie on the same side of A as B. So note that AB and BA are different rays. It's important when you're naming a ray, you start at the endpoint and name it in the direction that it's going. So ray AB starts at A and it goes forever through B, on through eternity, and keeps going. And same for ray BA, starts at B and it goes on through A for eternity. Keep going. If point C lies on AB between A and B, then ray CA and CB are opposite rays. Both those rays start at C. CA goes this direction for eternity, and CB goes this direction, but they have the same starting point, so they are opposite rays. Segments and rays are collinear if they lie on the same line. So opposite rays are collinear. Line segments and rays are coplanar if they lie in the same plane. So example 2. Let's get going. Give another name for segment PR. So you have PR. Another name for a segment PR, and the only way you can name segment PR is opposite of the way they wrote it. So we could name this RP, segment RP. Segment QP is a different segment altogether because that's only going to be this little section. A segment is named by its 2 endpoints. So you can't use anything in between them to name it. Name all rays with endpoint Q. And then they want us to name which of these rays are opposite. So first we're just going to name all the rays with the endpoint Q. So we have QT. We have QR. We have QS. And we have QP. Okay, now that's all 4 rays that start with Q. They want us to name opposite rays. Opposite rays are going to be rays that start at Q and go in the opposite direction of each other. So I'm going to do the 2 blue ones and the 2 purple ones. So QS and QT are opposite rays. Okay, and then same QP and QR are opposite rays. Very cool. Not too bad. Intersections. 2 or more geometric figures intersect if they have 1 or more in common. Sorry, let me reread that. 2 or more geometric figures intersect if they have 1 or more points in common. The intersections of the figures is the set of points the figure have in common. Some examples of intersection are shown below. So right here, you have an intersection of 2 lines. And 2 lines will intersect at a point. So for example, line M and N intersect at point A. here you have two planes intersecting, a blue one and a peach one, and they intersect to form a line. When planes intersect, they form a line. And you can think about that like if you look at a wall on the floor, where those two touch, it's not just a single point, they touch at a line all the way along the crease of the floor and the wall. So example 3, they want us to sketch a plane and two intersecting lines that intersect the plane at separate points. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and sketch a plane. Sorry for my drawing, it is not the best. And then we're going to draw two lines that intersect. I'm going to say, let's draw a point up here where they're going to intersect. Okay? And then they're going to hit this at this point and go through like that. And same for this line, is going to hit here and go underneath it and through like that. I hope that drawing makes sense. That's just one example. You could draw it a bunch of different ways, but that's the way I like to draw it. Next, they want us to sketch a plane and two intersecting lines that do not intersect the plane. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw another plane. Terrible plane, my bad. I'm actually going to shade this one in to try and give it some depth. And then I'm going to draw two lines above it that intersect at this point, but do not touch the plane. So hopefully it kind of looks like those two lines are hovering above it. For the lines and the planes never to intersect, they're going to have to be parallel with each other. Next, they want us to sketch a plane and two lines intersect, and two intersecting lines that lie in the plane. So lastly, we're going to draw one more plane, and then all you have to do for this one is pretty simple. Draw two lines that are on top of the plane that are intersecting each other. I hope that one was pretty easy. Let's go on to our final example. Example 4, sketch two planes that do not intersect in a line. So for two planes never to intersect, they're going to have to be parallel planes. So all you have to do is draw two planes. I'm going to shade them for depth. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if it really does. But then those two planes, if you can imagine them floating above each other, that's two parallel planes and they should never intersect. I hope this made sense to you. Please go ahead, watch my next video. I'll be covering lesson 1.2 next. I hope you guys all have a good day. See ya!